What's going on, everyone? My name is Titus and welcome back to another Pokemon Top 5, and today we have the Top 5 Generations, my personal Top 5 Generations. You're probably like, how would you have a Top 5 Generations when there's only 6 out right now? I'm like, well, this is more of a list of my favorite Generations from top to last, and we'll see how that goes. You know, it's not a real Top 5, you know, because it pretty much includes everything that's, you know, can be included, with one generation unfortunately going to be left out in the sun because, you know, it's Top 5, the 6th generation, someone's going to get left out, and they're probably not going to be too happy about that. But as with every single Top 5 you're likely to come across on the internet, this is 100% opinionated, and if you disagree with my opinion, that's completely fine, but as long as you respect my opinion, I will respect yours as well. So, without further ado, let's get on with the Top 5 Pokemon Generations. So, coming in at number 5 and starting off today's list, we have the 6th generation, the newest addition to the generation roster of Pokemon. And I feel like I'm placing 6th generation at the 5th position just because I haven't had like such a big time to play it. I haven't had the same amount of time playing through those games as I have with the other ones. Like, I think I would have played through 6th generation like twice, and that was through my Y Nuzlocke and my own personal playthrough on my X version. So I feel like, you know, the more I play it, the more I get used to it, I feel like I'm gonna appreciate Kalos a whole lot more because 6th generation added so much. It added so much new stuff onto the games, like Pokemon MD, the Super Trading System, the PSS, cities that actually feel like cities, or at least Lumio City actually feels like a city, apart from those villages that they call cities. But let's kind of get away from that. I do like 6th generation a lot. They added a lot of new stuff like I really like. And hopefully, as I begin to play more, I'll have more of appreciation for Kalos and everything inside it. So coming in at the number 4 spot, we have Generation 3. And when I say generation, I mean the region that is linked to that generation. So for example, for Generation 3, we have Hoenn. And don't get me wrong, I am a big fan of Hoenn, but the reason it's so low on this list is because I think the people who have it really high on the list are the ones that started with it. They have the nostalgia, like, yeah, I started this Pokemon game, it's gonna be my favorite Pokemon game, and I get that. Nostalgia always plays a big part in, just deciding what your favorite generation of a certain game is, or your first sort of series. It always plays a big part in that. But I started with Generation 1, so I don't have that nostalgia feeling for Hoenn, and I'm like, it's probably not the best generation. I don't enjoy it as much as other people. No, don't get me wrong, I do enjoy it, and I'm super hyped. I'm looking forward to the remakes. But I'm just like, I would be like a lot happier with a different generation getting it, as you'll see in the future. But right now we're talking about Hoenn, and now Hoenn did add a lot to the series. It updated the graphics so much, it made it look so much better, added a lot of new mechanics, added a lot of new stuff, added so much more content. And I really like, I think that it was a big turning point in the Pokemon series. However, on my list, it's going to be a little bit lower, and which is why Hoenn and Generation 3 is going to be coming in number 4. Now, it was super hard for me to pick a top 3 for this list, but I'm going to have to put Generation 1 as number 3. Now, don't get me wrong, I have a massive love for Generation 1. It is where I started the Pokemon series off, and it was where I probably played the most Generation 1, exploring Kanto and all that stuff, and I love just about every single Pokemon that came from Generation 1, with a few exceptions. You know, they're not all perfect, and a lot of people like to claim that, oh, all the Pokemon after Generation 1 are terrible and stuff, but no, that's not true at all. I do have a lot of love for Generation 1, but really nostalgia can only take you so far. When you really think about it, there are a lot of, the other games improved on Generation 1 so much. There's a lot of bugs in Generation 1. There's a lot of issues. The graphics were really not that great. Even for a Game Boy Color game, Gold and Silver really improved on that. So, although I do love Generation 1, I do love Kanto, I'm afraid I can't put it any higher on the list than number 3. And talking about Gold and Silver, speaking of the devil, Generation 2 is going to be the number 2 spot. The main reason I put it over Generation 1 is because it has both of the regions, so it pretty much has double the content as Generation 1. It has obviously better graphics, it improved on the original thing a lot. You know, we have the breeding now, they added a lot of content, they added a lot of new sort of day and night stuff, and pretty much everything that would sort of expand the Pokemon series beyond what it was in the first generation. I really do enjoy the second generation just because it has like all this stuff you can do. It has Johto and Kanto, which is one of the main reasons I have it as number 2 today. If it was just Johto, I probably wouldn't be as amazed by it, because Johto by itself, I mean, I like Johto, but Johto by itself is not really the best. The fact that it includes both regions is absolutely amazing, and I really don't know why they haven't decided to include more regions since, because in a lot of ROM hacks you do see that have more regions. For example, Glazed has 3 regions, which is really spectacular, but I do enjoy Generation 2. It's one of my favorite regions of all time. I enjoy Johto. I absolutely love it. Don't get me wrong, and that is why Johto is getting a silver medal at number 2. And so claiming the number 1 spot, the gold medal, and my personal favorite generation is going to be Generation 4. Now, I love Sinnoh. I love how it's laid out. It gives you a lot of freedom, and there's a lot of controversy about Sinnoh because a lot of people like it and a lot of people hate it. It's like Marmite, you know, but I'm a big fan of Sinnoh. I like how it gives you a lot of freedom. I love all the Pokemon they introduce and the evolutions they give to other Pokemon. I feel like that was a really good idea to sort of bring old Pokemon back into the light, bring Pokemon that probably weren't so good back into the limelight, make them stronger and better. And I think it's kind of the same thing they wanted to do with Mega Evolutions in X and Y. But, you know, they gave Mega Evolutions to Pokemon that really didn't need it. But that's not what we're talking about here. I really like Generation 4, probably because one of my favorite in fact, my favorite Pokemon came from Generation 4, but we'll not talk about that just now. I'm not talking about that monster right now. I do love Generation 4. I love the after game content. It gives you a lot of stuff to do. It introduces the physical special Split, which is a massive, massive thing. It really kicks off competitive battling, which is what I'm kind of into now. I do enjoy doing that, and I'm thankful for Generation 4 for doing that. I never got to play competitive in Gen 4, but I'm sure it would have been super fun and stuff. But that is going to be my absolute favorite generation. You let me know what you guys' lists are in the comment section below. And I'm going to thank you so much for watching. So if you enjoyed this, go ahead and destroy that like button. And I'll see you guys next time.